boys and girls, don't forget why she's here. She's here because of all the things you've been doing to help people, animals, and our earth. So, thank you. Without further ado, here's Jane.
Well, thank you, Becky, and hello to all of you. It feels a little strange to have you all around me. But I do have an escape room, so if I get too scared, you'll see me running down there. I'm going to start off. I know some of you are hoping I'll do this, but if you come with me to Africa, and if we go anywhere where there are wild chimpanzees, and you climb up the mountains in the morning, you will hear them greeting the day. And that means, hello, I'm here. And every chimpanzee has his or her own special voice. So if you hear that call, you know exactly who is calling. And that's really important because, you know, most monkeys and apes travel around in a group or a troop with several families together, but chimps can travel all alone. And you can have a family traveling all by itself. And you may have 3 or 4 males together, and they may join up with some females. So they never really know where each other is. And so that call means that if you're on the other side of the valley, you can hear your mother calling over there. Ah, there's Mum, and off you go and join her. So it's a very important call. But I want to go back. I know some of you know these stories, but you know, when I was just a little girl, sort of age of many of you here, I always loved animals, and I know that lots of you love animals too. Put your hand up if you love animals. Yeah, see, that's it. That's the future. Everybody loves animals. And I was also very curious, like a lot of you are too. And I was always asking people questions. Why do they do this? Why do they do that? We lived in a city in London, like you might live in the middle of Denver, or even New York actually, since London is the capital. And so I went to stay for a week on a farm in the country, and that was very, very exciting. And so I had a job to do, and that was to help collect the hen's eggs. And you all know what a hen's egg looks like. In fact, I had one for breakfast, a hard-boiled one. And it is, well, you know how big it is. So I kept asking everybody, where is the hole on the hen big enough for that egg to come out? And nobody told me. So I decided I would have to find out for myself. I was 4 years old, and I crawled into a hen house after a hen. There were no cruel battery farms back then. And of course the hen I was following flew out, agitated, with squawks of, I suppose, fear. And so I thought, this is not a good place. I'll never see a hen lay an egg here. And I went into an empty hen house, and I hid in some straw at the back, and I waited. And I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and my poor family didn't know where I was. They searched, and in the end they called the police. And my mother is out there still calling and searching, and then at last she sees this little girl all covered in straw, rushing towards the house. And instead of getting mad at me, how dare I go off without telling anybody, and don't I dare do it again, she saw my excitement and she sat down to hear the wonderful story. How does a hen lay an egg? And I can still shut my eyes now, all these years later, and actually see that hen laying an egg. And so, actually, isn't that like a story of a little baby scientist? I was curious, like many of you are. I asked lots of questions, and I'm sure lots of you do that too. Your teachers and your parents know that. And I didn't get the right answer, so I decided I would have to find out for myself. And I dare say there are some of you like that too. And I made a mistake. I shouldn't have crawled after the hen. I should have known that that would frighten her. But I didn't give up. And then I learned I had to have patience. So that's like a little baby scientist already when I was 4. And it was so lucky I had the right kind of mother, because all that curiosity and excitement might have been crushed if she'd been angry at me. So I was really lucky.